Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And turn on the notification bell so you know when I drop these videos. Also, the thumbs ups, very much appreciated, along with your comments. Comments are very important to me, like I always say. And I enjoy reading them, and they help me, actually, in doing this show. So I really would appreciate that. All right, well, this morning, when I woke up at the crack of dawn to watch this game, because, you know, I'm in Los Angeles, it was a 9 a.m. start here, which is rough after a Saturday night. So I could only imagine how the players felt. And then I found out no RJ, no Burks, in addition to not having Obi that we found out the day before. So 3 key players, 2 starters, and Obi had that sensational game the night before. So I was not even at all contemplating a win at all when I saw that this was going to be the lineup. Now, what I hoped for, what I really hoped for, was for Quentin Grimes to prove to, I mean, he probably didn't have to prove it to himself because he obviously is a guy who believes in himself tremendously. But what he needed to prove was to THIBS that when he gets called upon, he will deliver. And that is exactly what he did. That is exactly what he did. Even though the Bucks did beat us 112-97, I consider this result a win of sorts. Because now we have a guy who can deliver offensively. 7 of 13 three-pointers. That's a rookie record for the New York Knicks in the debut. The first time a guy starts, gets 7 three-pointers. Sensational. And he was shooting with confidence. What I love about, and we've talked about him before, I mean, I've been on him since early on, when I was doing the early draft videos, very early on. I called him out as someone who would be like an awesome addition to this team. And he is proving out to be so. Look at that, 27 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Now, he did commit 5 turnovers, you know, and he got burned a couple times defensively. You know, he left his feet often. But you know what? That part of the game will come because we've seen him be a good defender. We know that he is a good defender. Can he learn to be, you know, like a top-level defender? We'll see. Only time will tell. But that's 7 of 13, sensational, 53.8% three-point shooting. I think he even shot 52% field goal percentage the whole game. The guy, he did everything he could to help the Knicks win, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. It was not enough because our main guy, Julius Randle, I feel like he got body snatched or something. He did not look like, I mean, he hasn't really looked like our Julius from last season in a while. He did have a 30-point game not that long ago, but other than that, he has, I mean, I'm going to say it. He's been a disappointment, and I'll get into that later. But look at, let's look at this, the plus minus here, because that tells a bizarre story. Because Nerlens Noel, who in my opinion was pretty bad today, he ends up with a +1. That's sometimes the way it goes. Ends up with a +1, and he played 28 minutes, so it's not like he only played like 15 minutes and he was there during a period of time when we made a run to get back in the game, because the Knicks, of course, got down by like 22 points, 23 points at one point in the second quarter, even after they had started off cold. They couldn't hit anything. I don't think they even scored for the first 4 or 5 minutes in this game. But they came back in. They got back in it. They never tied it. They never got that close. But I think the closest we got was 5 points in the second half, in the second quarter, I mean. But we got to see Kevin Knox. These are some of the benefits of RJ having to miss because of COVID. We don't know if he actually has COVID, but the protocols, he must have tested positive for it, and then he has to get 2 negative tests in a row before he's allowed to come back. Hopefully it was a false positive. It can happen. They test these players every day. So eventually, at some point, you're going to get a false positive. So let's hope. But the thing is, Obi, can you imagine? Kobe? Obi also tested positive for COVID. So it's possible that it might be permeating the team at this point. So let's hope that it doesn't really get out of hand. Let's hope not. But Kevin Knox comes in. He shoots 5 of 12 from the three-point line. 18 points, 5 rebounds, 29 minutes. That's probably the most minutes he's played, I would say, since last season, for sure. Probably since 2 seasons ago. Emmanuel quickly, he ran the point for a while. 11 points, but only 1 of 6. He's struggling from the three-point line, and in some ways, offensively, he's becoming a very frustrating player for me personally, because I see tremendous potential in him as a combo guard, as a point guard. You guys know, I believe in him eventually becoming a point guard. Well, this morning, actually, he ran the show for a while, and that was good. But sometimes he's a little too hesitant. And he had opportunities for three-pointers that he didn't take. And then the other times, which is kind of odd, when he'd get the ball back it's almost like he wasn't ready for the ball to come back to him. And then he's just kind of chucking almost, and that's why he's, one of 6 from the three-point line. Unlike Grimes, who's always ready. When the ball hits it, when the ball's coming his way, he's ready to shoot. IQ, I feel like that IQ from last season is a little bit absent. Maybe he's struggling right now. We'll see. But in terms of actually running the offense, and he made some nice passes. Defensively, he got hurt a few times. Drew Holiday is world class defender. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the game. One of the best all-around defenders in the game. So he was going up against him today. We went up against the Bucks. They're the world champs. I know we beat them. I know we came back from a 26-point deficit in Milwaukee to beat them. But, without RJ, without Obi, without Burks, those are key people. The idea that we were going to win today without, at minimum a 35-point performance from Julius, no. And then it just wasn't going to happen. Derrick Rose, though, got the start. And if you are a regular watcher of Into the Knicks-Verse, you'll know why I'm smiling. This is just something that I've been calling for quite a while. It finally happened. Unfortunately, it happened because of injuries. Because of the COVID. Or actually, Burks. It was because of the birth of a child. Congratulations, Alec Burks, and to your family and everybody. Congratulations. So Rose got the start. And Rose, look at that. 8 of 16, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 18 points. Rose could do that every single game. I really think Coach THIBS, I've been saying it already for a while, and maybe today was a way for you to convince yourself Derrick Rose has to start. That just has to happen. We can't fool around with this anymore. Maybe you want to move Fournier to the second unit if you want to keep Burks in the starting lineup. So it's Rose, Burks, RJ, Randle, and Mitch. Because I don't think you should start Nerlens. No, I don't. Mitch, he gave us some good energy. He was in the first, when he first came in, the first half, he wasn't as effective, but definitely in the second half, he had a little more energy to him. He brought some of that energy to him because Nerlens looked lost. I don't know how many times a rebound just bounced around Nerlens. He didn't get it. He was constantly beat to offensive rebounds by the Bucks themselves. Now the Bucks are an outstanding team, but still, come on, Nerlens. Now I think he got a block or 2. Let's look at the all stats here. Nerlens got a block. He got a couple steals, so that's where he thrives. I love that about his game. But Mitch had no blocks. Mitch was a minus 14. So this is the oddities of the plus minus. You know, that's why you look at individual games. Sometimes you have to be a little cautious about it. But you know what? It's there. Because look at the other. Who had the largest plus minus other than Knox? Knox was a minus 18. Julius Randle was a minus 17. Julius Randle was 3 assists and 3 turnovers away from a triple-double. Julius Randle was 3 assists, 3 turnovers, and 1 made field goal away from a quadruple-double. I mean, you don't want that kind of quadruple-double with the 7 turnovers. 7 turnovers, you just can't win. There's no way you can win when your number one guy is just giving up the ball like that. Now, Grimes did have he had 5 turnovers as well. And those were mostly in the first quarter, actually. I think he had 3 in the first quarter. Not 100%. Maybe it was just the first half. But he was also contributing. He was also making buckets. He was driving. He was kicking. He made some nice passes himself. He got 3 steals. Look, Randle, 0 steals. He did get 1 nice block. But Grimes had at least, the 3 steals, 3 rebounds. Outstanding game for Quentin Grimes. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. This is exactly what I thought you could contribute to a team. Now, can you do that every night? If you did, you'd be a superstar. I don't think you're going to be able to do that every night. But, hey, don't want to limit the guy. But he's, that's just... But the thing I want to also really point out here is, now Deuce got in the game with 46 seconds left. Why? Why did you reduce this down to an 8-man rotation, Thibs? And I want you also to look at right below that. Sims. Coach's decision. Why? Why did you not bring in Sims? Especially when Nerlens wasn't having it in that first half, and either Mitch in that first half. Why not bring in Sims? That energy that he has. That could have helped. That could have... Why... And please, Thibs, fully embrace the youth on this team. Expand your rotation. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again until somehow the message gets to you. Because right now, you're wasting an opportunity. You're totally wasting an opportunity. Here's the game flow. The last time that we got the lead, we cut the deficit to under 10 was with 2:35 left in the third quarter. We were down 9 after Kevin Knox made one of his 5 3-pointers, and the score was 85-76. And I thought, okay, maybe we have a chance. Maybe we have a chance to just steal this game but the Bucks actually were shooting fantastically. I'll show you guys what the Bucks shot. Well, they ended up leveling off towards the end of the game, 47.7%. But at that point, they were like shooting about 50%, which is, that's pretty outstanding. They put up 41 3-pointers. We put up 49. 49 3-pointers. That's a tremendous amount, man. Wow. But again, the turnovers were the killer for us. We gave up 22 points. So we got turnovers back. We got points back from those turnovers. We scored 18 points off of their 15 turnovers, so that was nice. But the points in the paint, 46-30. And look at that, the largest lead, 21. The Knicks never led in this game. And offensive rebounding hurt us again. They got 12 offensive rebounds. We got 8. Boy, that's disparity. The disparity hurts. It really does hurt. Now, what I want is to look at that balanced scoring from the Bucks. Look at that. All 5 starters were in double digits. Yeah. All 5 starters in double digits. Let's go to the highlights. All right. So while we watch the highlights, I'm going to talk about what happens next. What now, Thibs? What now, Randle? Now you should be feeling some heat. This team has lost I think we're 1-6, 1-6 in the last 7, or 1-5 in the last 6 games. We're in a bad patch, very bad patch right now. Let's see here. Look at this play. Oh, that was a beautiful scoop, and we were desperate for that point. Look at that. We were down 13-5. We clawed back in that first quarter to make it somewhat respectable. Here we go. Look at that Middleton schooling Fournier. Man. But look at, there's our rook. Look at that. Look at that dime. See what I was talking about? Look at this play. Right. Here we go. Look at that. Oh, that's the beautiful scoop. God. I love Derrick Rose, man. I love his game. I love his style. There's one of the steals. Takes it in. Lays it off the glass. Man, I was exhilarating watching him score, even though the team was losing. IQ, one of his buckets right there. But let's jump to this. I'll come back to the highlights. There, oh, that's a nice play there. I'll come back to the highlights. Let's look at this here. Here we go. Rest of December. There's 9 games left. Currently, the Knicks, we are 12-15. Is that right? Apologies for, I thought I had that here. 12-15. Yeah, we're 12-15. So, 12-15, 9 games left. We have Golden State Tuesday. The Rockets on Thursday, and then the Celtics, then Detroit, then the Wizards. The Wizards have been, somewhat struggling a little bit lately. They were off to that super hot start, remember? And then we've got the Hawks on Christmas. That's going to be a big battle again. And the Hawks are going to want to, get revenge because we went down there and we snapped their win streak. Let's see. Wizards have been 4-6 in the last 10. Yeah, so they have been struggling. And same with the Celtics, 4-6. So we have somewhat of a softish schedule for the remainder of 2021 calendar year. The Knicks, the Warriors, they're kind of, obviously they're the best team right now, 21-5, but they play on Monday. So we are the second half of a back-to-back for them. Maybe we get RJ back. Maybe he's the COVID was a false positive. Burks will definitely be back. Obi, I don't think Obi will be back. So, but it'd be nice to be able to get RJ and Burks back. If we got RJ and Burks back, and the Warriors, they have a tough game, a tough battle before they come to play against us. Maybe we can steal that game. Maybe we can snap this losing streak we're on. And then we have the Rockets. We should be able to handle them. Even though they've been on a hot streak themselves, but maybe we can handle that. Then we have the Celtics. We go up to Boston. That's a game that the Knicks, we have a chance to win. Definitely. Detroit for sure. And then we got the Wizards, like I was talking about before. They've been struggling. And we're at home. So let's get that. There's no back-to-backs here. There's nice gaps between these games, decent amount. And then we have that Christmas game. That one I'm a little concerned about because we know how much the Hawks love to stick it to us. But, somehow we own them in the regular season. So let's see. That's an interesting one. Then we have we go to Minnesota. Then we go to Detroit. And then we go to OKC. We finish on a 3-game road trip. Let's say we can win 2 out of those last 3. The Hawks game, I'm going to give that to the Hawks. So, 2-2. I think we get the Wizards, the Pistons. I think we get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-1, 2-2. We can finish 6-3. We can finish 6-3. And we finish 6-3. we will be 18-18, back to 500. That is the bare minimum goal for the rest of this calendar year. We want to start January 1st, 2022, at least a 500 team. Come on, we can do this, Knicks. But the only way we're going to do it, is if Julius Randle wakes up. Something is wrong with him. During the broadcast, Mike Breen was talking about that he's struggling in between, playing the style that he played last season, where he was the engine, he was the leader of this team, but also trying to be a good teammate and trying to feed his teammates. He's struggling. I don't know why he should be struggling. He did it last season. He just doesn't look right. His medium range shot is trash right now. Sorry. Anali Knicks tweeted this out. It's great. Julius Randle had never before had a game with fewer than 5 field goals made and 7 turnovers in his entire career. Today, he had 7 turnovers and made just 2 field goals. He's now shooting 42.6% from the field and averaging 3.4 turnovers this season. So that is some bad news for us. When I originally was analyzing the team itself and the schedule earlier before the season began, and even when I was analyzing the starting unit, everything, I put out the caveat. I said, look, this team only goes as far as Julius Randle can take them. If Julius Randle can be the player that he was last season, this season, the Knicks will go far. The Knicks could even get that 4th seed again, maybe even 3rd seed, is what I was thinking. But he has been so far away from that player that it's starting to look like, honestly, it looks like he doesn't, well, for one, we've all talked about that he doesn't trust his teammates somewhat, and that's an issue. But come on, man. The turnovers is just crazy. 3.4 turnovers this season. That's just that just can't happen for a team that wants to compete. And then that raises another huge question. I just want to look up. Yeah. He's averaging 33.1% from the 3-point line. That doesn't cut it. That doesn't cut it at all. If Julius doesn't snap out of this soon, the Knicks may want to look at making a move. Yes, they may want to look at making a move with him included in it. Yeah. It hurts to even say it. He was our MIP last season, All-Star, 2nd team All-NBA. But he just has not been the same player since that Atlanta playoff series. It's almost like the NBA has somewhat figured him out, and he has not learned how to respond to it. And his handle has degraded. I often a reason why he can't even get a good shot off is because he loses control of the ball constantly when he has it. And yet somehow THIBS keeps choosing to put the ball in his hands to initiate the offense. That doesn't make sense. He's not a point guard anyway, and he's struggling as a point forward. I think that experiment is over. I already said that previously, that experiment should be over. But it's not. It still continues. But that's why having Derrick Rose start can really help. THIBS, we got to change the style of play. We have to. There's no way that the Knicks should be 12-15 with the talent that's on this roster. You need to start. Well, for one, I wish that you would just run the whole offense through RJ, but it doesn't look like that's something that you're comfortable doing. I want to do it to find out if he can do it. And if he can't, then we move on. We find another option. But you can't keep doing the same things over and over again and expecting it to just change on its own. You need to initiate the changes on this team. I respect and commend you starting Grimes today, and that paid off, per se. But then Deuce didn't even get a look. Why not? When your starting point guard is out, doesn't that open up a space for another point guard? Today would have been a great day to have Deuce on the court, but nothing, no Deuce. And when your starting center and then the backup center aren't doing anything in that first half, why not look to the next guy, to Sims? It's almost like, it's like kind of like you're stubborn. And stubbornness never really pays off. No. So, can this team pull out of this? Well, I just showed you the December schedule. It's possible. It's possible to get back to 500 and then start building from there. But the only way that's going to happen is if you make changes in the rotation and how you mix and match certain players. I would rather have IQ and Rose start as the starting backcourt, but if you want to keep IQ as the running the second unit, that actually makes a lot of sense as well. But Derrick Rose needs to become the starting point guard of this team. That's it. No more. We can't even talk about it anymore. It just has to happen. Not doing it, it's just resisting the obvious. And it's frustrating the hell out of the fan base and everybody. So please, make that adjustment. All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching this. This kind of ran a little long. Sorry about that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the thumbs ups and comments. Drop your comments. Love the comments. And I'll see you around the Knicks-Verse.